Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's an organization committed to the inclusion and contributions of all people with barriers into society, while also changing perspectives of what's possible. Here to share more, we welcome from Incight Executive Director Scott Hatley. Scott, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Helen.
And congratulations on a 20-year anniversary, 20 years for Incight.
Thank you. Yeah, it's quite a milestone. We're amazed that 20 years have gone by that quick.
Yes, and I know the Portland City Council also gave you an award, right?
They did, yeah.
Celebrated your 20th anniversary.
Yeah, they gave us a proclamation earlier this week, and everyone on the council had such nice things to say about us and the work we're doing, and it really felt like a great validation for the journey we've been on over those 20 years.
For those viewers who don't know, tell me about the journey and what Incight does.
So Incight's focused on two things. We're working to help people with disabilities leverage the obstacles in their lives. So we do things like job fairs, we have a curriculum, a scholarship for those going to post-secondary college, and then the other aspect is as equally important as that, and that's really working to change the culture, changing hearts and minds of society, and inviting people into greater awareness around what people with disabilities can do.
So, the obstacles you face, is it sometimes when people see you, they try to look the other way? Is it that kind of a thing?
I think for a lot of people, it's just the disability kind of conversations challenging. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable.
Right.
I think just because we become adults doesn't mean we don't still have those 6-year-old questions and have curiosities.
Oh,
and
good point.
We don't always know how best do we ask those questions.
Right.
And then I think that's with the tension also of that really disability is the one minority anybody could join in a split second.
Any second.
And so I think that creates a little bit of discomfort because you never know when something might happen to you.
They may feel
yes.
that it might happen to
exactly.
them. I see what you're saying. As a child, you had full abilities for everything, right?
Well, I was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy at age 4.5.
At age 4.5.
And so I was able to walk till about 9 or 10 or so, and then I started using a scooter. And for me, I think that was a moment. My parents kind of, when they got that diagnosis of, the doctor said, hey, you're going to have to play the hand you've been dealt, the cards. And so that's our focus. We've done what we can over those years to leverage those obstacles and turn lemons into lemonade and really just awaken those opportunities.
You've outlived many other people who have Duchenne's just like you.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking back on this, and most of the peers I used to go to the muscular dystrophy summer camp have since passed, and most of them 10 years ago.
Wow.
And even the next generation, probably 80%.
And how old are you now?
40. I'll be 45 this year.
Wow.
So I'm probably one of, probably the top 1% of people still alive at my age with the condition.
That's incredible. I know Incight does do a lot of things, like you had a top golf event you have a lot of events coming up. So you have one coming up in May, and that's a top golf event.
Yep. Yeah, May 30th we'll do top golf. It's our 4th time doing that there. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
Then we're also going to have a community celebration for Incight's 20 year in July.
And you mentioned the job fair.
Yes.
So tell me how the job fair works, because it is specifically with people, for people with disabilities, right?
Well, one of the neat things about our job fairs is it's a place that everybody can come.
Okay.
So people with disabilities are there, and then there's others with a lot of invisible disabilities that you wouldn't even realize have a disability. And so it's that really neat aspect of bringing peers together to find opportunities. And then what sets us apart is we have to actually do a little pep talk to start out and kind of get the job seekers encouraged and in the right frame of mind.
Do you think oftentimes people with disabilities are discouraged mentally?
I think there is an aspect of that.
Yeah.
That's why we kind of talk about the two sides of the equation, not just society in general and changing hearts and minds, but how do we help people with disabilities really figure out how to leverage their obstacles and overcome that. And so those are both equally as important. I think it's part of what needs to happen to continue to find more success.
Why do you think you've outlived your peers?
For me, it's faith. I feel like I've got a purpose in my life, and I've been focused on that. And just being persistent, and I think just the family and culture that I was around. I grew up in the suburbs, and the expectation culture there was not, are you going to go to college, but where? And so it just kind of drove me. And so I just feel like that's just been part of my life. Just keep moving forward. I don't want to be left behind.
And I feel, too, that you said you have a purpose, right? And helping others is your purpose.
Yes.
And that has got to be a great motivator.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and just, I've been so fortunate with the opportunities I've had, even with the obstacles,
Right.
and yet not everybody has those same opportunities. And so
Right.
if I could have some kind of inspiration, motivation that might change a life in that way, then it makes it all worth it.
Yeah, congratulations again on
Thank
20-year
you.
anniversary.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.